Please help support the channel by visiting our Amazon store for such products like the Blue Yeti microphone, affiliate link below. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel, and I really don't like doxing. I don't. Now, I was doxed through an attempted blackmail attempt back a little over 2 years ago, which is why I revealed my face. I revealed my name. I made that choice in order to basically not give that douchebag any kind of power over me. But that was my choice to make. That was my choice to make. This is a different situation. OkCupid posted here an open letter on why we're removing usernames addressed to the worst we've ever seen. And so essentially what you can just glean from this particular headline is that they are going to be doxing their users, and the reason why is in order to curb harassment. Now, let's just kind of take a hot second before diving into this to kind of look at what we're dealing with here. You've got OkCupid, an online free dating site, of which I do believe my best friend met his wife, and many other people have gone on dates. I was more of a Plenty of Fish guy myself before I met my girlfriend, not through a dating site. But yeah, like, you know, this was a thing. This was a thing. And so, people out there, they have the names, they have the, you know, like I used to go by, Disciple 87 was the one I used, I believe. You know, I never went like, you know, like Mr. Pectoral Big Dick 82 or something. I never did that. But there are people out there who have those kind of names, and they're usually meant to be tongue in cheek, and they're meant to be kind of stupid. But ultimately, you're creating a username because you're going into this relatively anonymously. You don't know who or what you're going to meet, and this allows you some form of anonymity to talk to the person without really revealing that much of yourself, so then you can walk away if it's not a good fit and still have your safety in check. That's kind of going out of the window here, so let's take a look. So it says here that what's in a name? I don't know. I asked that question a lot when naming my daughter. You see, Daddy Princess 29, or Daddy's Princess 29. Yeah, that's a name I probably would avoid. We all have names. Good, noble names that took weeks, perhaps months to choose, from Hannah to Jordan to Ladybird. And what we discovered is that those names actually work better than usernames when it comes to connecting with people. So listen closely, Ladyback Stew, because this applies to you even if you are straight chilling right now on the basement futon. Okay, so yeah, names do take time to choose. We literally chose my daughter's name hours before my girlfriend went into labor, as more of like a, let's just call her Madison. Like, you know, I mean, like, we've been going through it for months, you know, but it took time to get to that point of just abject beatdown before you choose a name. So names are ultimately important here. But also, this is like, you know, it kind of attacks someone here by saying, like, you're right now on a basement futon. What kind of crap is that? Like, not everyone who uses your service, OkCupid, is going to be living on a basement futon. I'm just saying. Sometimes it's just a couch. Okay? God. Anyway, ahead of the new year, we're removing OkCupid's usernames, starting with a test group, and will soon be rolled out to everyone on OkCupid. So all users will need to update their profiles with what they want their dates to call them. We know this is tough to hear, especially for Staying Positive, Doodle Toodle Do, or whatever, and Britney Tears. It's because, like the recent goodbye we said to AIM screen names, it's time to keep up with the times. We want you, Big Daddy Flash 916, to go by who you are and not be hidden beneath another layer of mystique, even if that mystique is crucial to you in your dating life. Unicorn jizz. You can see the tongue-in-cheek they're trying to play from this. You can see, but you know what they're trying to do. They're trying to use a little bit of humor to deflect from what it is they are suggesting. They're saying, like, listen, if you want to use our service, you're not going to be able to go by Unicorn Jizz anymore. Okay, Unicorn Jizz is just not a good name. Unicorn Jizz is a bad name to have. What if your name is just Bob? You're going to want to put Bob up there. So you give someone, you put up their name. Well, it says here what they want their dates to call them. So could they just use nicknames? I mean, it comes across as like they're eking towards wanting them to use a first name, right? And that, again, when it comes to, let's say, stalking somebody through social media, if you have a city and you have a first name and you have a picture, that is a start. Now, there are people out there who are quite good at crawling through the internet in order to find people. We call them diggers. They're very good at what they do, and these people can find them as anyone. And this would make it a lot easier if they have access to this kind of stuff. Now, sometimes these diggers aren't the most stable people on the planet, and they're not ones you would want looking into you, especially if you're trying to be anonymous through a free online dating program. That is, unless OkCupid is very much trying to get away from people dating through their service, you know, and maybe try it the old-fashioned way, like Tinder. So it says here, we understand that for some, usernames are a great way to show off who you are, but for most, they are a pain to come up with and a pain to remember. Or in cases like unicorn jizz, difficult to forget. Hold on here. You would want them to remember that name. You would want them to remember unicorn jizz. You would want them to like go, hey, who is that? Who is that cute guy with like the hamburger meat all hanging out? What was his name? Oh, unicorn jizz. That's right. I like unicorn jizz. UJ, as we call him around these parts. But you would remember it. All right. So there's that. And we hope that you can instead use your profile to give people an insight into your interests. How is that going to change by changing unicorn jizz to Bob? There's lots of Bobs in the world, man. There's lots of Richards, lots of Marks, lots of Matts, lots of Sandras, Jennifers, Julies, Michelle's. Only one Beyonce, though. But there's a numerous amount of names out there. So you're actually, but there could only be one unicorn jizz. And if there's only one unicorn jizz, you're going to know who that unicorn jizz is, right? My name on YouTube is Mundane Matt. It's a name that I really am not a huge fan of anymore. But it's the username that I have to live with. Right? And even though my name, Matt Jarbo, was out there, people know me as Mundane Matt. There's a lot of other Matts out there. And so in a conversation, someone will sit there and go like, oh, hey, yeah, Matt said that. And then it's going to be like, well, which Matt said that? Then they got to stop and go, oh, Mundane Matt said that. And the other person's like, oh, that tubby bitch. Yeah, okay, cool. Like they're going to get it at that point in time. But until then, you know, it's kind of throwing them off. We use avatars and we use names as an identifier that people will remember us by. And that doesn't change when it comes to online dating. I feel like you guys are trying to go more for Tinder, which is like the first name sort of thing. That's what you guys want. You're trying to compete with Tinder. And let's be fair here. You won't, because it takes a lot of work to get a date on OkCupid, where Tinder is just like, yo, gotta swipe right, baby. Swipe right. And maybe you get matched up, and then maybe you take the D train to Bone Town. Anyway, it says here that, or finishes up here by saying, we've heard from many members in our community that they want to maintain the privacy they enjoy with their usernames. With this change, we won't be collecting full names. Instead, we encourage users to go by the name they'd like their dates to call them on OkCupid. And then, so to reflect one last time, before we go back to our names, here are some fun stats. Stats are stupid. But okay, so yeah, I get it. People are concerned about privacy. I'm concerned about privacy. I think this is a horrible idea. I think this is a bad idea that OkCupid is trying to use as a way to very much compete with Tinder or other sites or programs or apps like that. But again, when we start really talking about the concept of online privacy attached with photos of yourself, it's a lot harder to find unicorn jizz, or his female equivalent loves unicorn jizz, and then find who they are online. Because right now we're in this age of you know, hashtag Me Too and stalkers and social media and all of these other aspects, and because our lives are so intrinsically intertwined with social media, it does actually make sense that there is going to be some problems here. It does make sense that there's very much going to be an issue in regards to privacy. And I don't know. I don't want anyone to be stalked or be harassed or be found out by this. And it's entirely probable that it will happen. It's entirely possible that this kind of thing will go down. And OkCupid seems to understand that. You can see in this post that they seem to understand that, but they don't care. And why would they care? They want the money. They want you to come in and use their service and recommend it to their friends, but they also want to do away with 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 any kind of usernames, like unicorn jizz. In the same way that YouTube is probably going to demonetize this video because how many times I said jizz. Anyway, if you guys, I want to know your thoughts on this one. Do you think this is doxing? Do you think this is not doxing? I'm curious to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel. If you guys haven't already, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, and check back often for more content from me. And if you do want to watch more videos, you can do so right now.